Bitcoin is at a terrible spot and the whole crypto in general. The fear index is at 21. It was at 16 just a few days ago. So you see how we went down to even 15, which is maximum fear. That means no one wants to invest and everyone is selling, to going back up to 30, and now we're going back to 21. And why this is scary? Because if we are going back down, we might see a massive sell-off one after the other because everyone will be giving up. And I do understand why people do not care about crypto and Bitcoin in general. It's not only about the price, as many things are happening in the world, and I'm going to show you everything in this video. Hi, by the way, this is Antoine from Handsome Finance, and I study what's happening on chain. Because the blockchain is not open ledger, so we can see all the transactions, know who is making money, know who is losing money, and what the smart money is doing. By the way, everything in this video is not financial advice. I'm a stand-up comedian also. So you should take everything with a pinch of salt, verify everything, and as professional that probably actually don't even know better to invest than you or me. And that's what I want to start with. This is the long-term holders. So we can know exactly how long you've been holding your Bitcoin because you send it to an address and we see how many days they have been on it, all right? And the long-term holders have been selling for months now. We could say that they started to sell since July and they never stopped. So imagine anyone starting to come in Bitcoin, they just face massive sell pressure. And I want to go into the details of that. But first, we need to understand the elements that are outside on-chain analysis. And that's the fact that crypto used to be where the innovation is, right? It would be like, oh, we had this old Silicon Valley with all those new startups, Uber, Airbnb, and so on, but you could not make money from it. They arrived pretty late on the stock market and people didn't like that. So then crypto and blockchain were the solution, where we had so many different projects launched around AI, around gaming, and a lot more that are like just pure fugazi. But now if you check at the top 100 or top 20 of those coins, all those altcoins are dead. We didn't have any alt season. Why? Because people are simply tired of the fugazi. And I'm tired of the fugazi as well. A bit of fugazi is fine, but too much, no way. And when you compare as well to where you could have made money as an investor, because let's face it, Bitcoin, decentralization, self-sovereignty, all those things are beautiful. But what is more beautiful? Being rich. And as an investor, we always want to look where we're going to get the best return on investment. Look at that. In 3 years, if you invested in Nvidia, which is a normal company, right, with real employees, real factories, real intelligence, 3 years, you were at a 10x. And even if you check the year to date, you could be fine with a plus 30% on Nvidia. And that's even like when you do stock picking. But let's say you just invested in the QQQ, which is the Nasdaq, which is same as the S&P 500, but just for tech stocks. Well, year to date, you're still up 20%. So you could take less risk and have something that still offers you decent returns. And now that opens to other things. No one cares about AI on the blockchain. Me first. I use AI in my businesses. It made me tons of money. But the second thing was gaming. Well, gaming is same. The market changed. AAA games are not the trend anymore. People want indie games. So then those two things are out of the window. But still an opportunity is hiding. And that's the thing. Bitcoin is now what we call a supply trap. You see, all those yellow to red is a lot of supply. Why that? Well, we have people who've been buying in the range above 101K, but they don't want to sell. What they want is to come back to initial. And that's the classic meme. Please just go back to my entry. I don't even want to profit anymore. Human natures, we're pretty dumb. We don't want to close a position with a negative, with a loss. So then we want the price to go back up to where we bought. because we don't want to admit that we were wrong. And that's often put us in the wrong, which means like every time Bitcoin is going up, we have those people selling. Until we're going to break through that, it's going to be complicated. But then we need external forces that could break through everything, and that's going to put Bitcoin to a trajectory 500K. And let me get into the detail of that. Because the bull case where we had for Bitcoin, it was already we thought we're going to go super high. That institutional are going to buy all of Bitcoin. And now that we have the Bitcoin ETF, we are just going to be all making money. Well, the treasury net flows of companies is actually pretty low. It's quite inconsistent. We don't see a clear pattern of accumulation. And that's normal again, because every company is scared to be like, will I be still relevant with AI? Every person with a job is wondering, even myself, will I be relevant with AI? What if AI takes my jobs? Should I launch a business with AI? The opportunities to make money are totally different, right? It's still positive though. We have globally an increase of the treasury balance of Bitcoin. So we know that most of it now is retails that are being sidelined. They don't want to invest in Bitcoin, they don't want to invest in crypto for all the reasons that we stated. And on top of that, people are de-risking everywhere, left and right. They don't want to be too invested in stock. Everyone is waiting for a stock crash. Then, same on Bitcoin, we see that the perpetual funding and open interest, that means like when people invest with leverage, is getting lower and lower. By the way, if you want to start to invest in crypto or get better at your investment in crypto, I recommend you to use Bybit. That's what I use, and they decided to partner for this video, so really thanks you to them. I will put a link in the description. You will get massive amount of bonus with some cash bonus if you just deposit at least $100. So that's what I would do right now, because they have also amazing elements to bring you cash just on your investment. Their card is amazing. You get cash back directly in crypto. I could go on and on. I did a full video about it. Don't think too much. You just click create that after watching this video, and we're going to get back to it. I have to say though, having the market crashing doesn't mean you can't make money. For competition on this trade, I made more than $2,000. And you can check, they have the human versus AI. I'm ranked on it. You can short and make money from those. So I like a market crashing. It's easy to find the bad coins and just short them. I published that in my free community, the Investors Boardroom. There will be a link in the description if you want to know more about this. And that's why investment is drastically changing. When it used to be okay to make money when you're at the middle, you can't anymore. You have to be super risk on and super risk off, which means everyone who thought that there would be an altcoin season got totally wrecked. They're like, why my altcoins didn't go up? Because we don't care. No one wants to play video games on the blockchain. We don't care. Like, video games don't even last that long. Like, why do we need a blockchain to secure where is the item? It doesn't make sense, and the investment that people just want from those is just for themselves. But then, if you buy Bitcoin and like few other coins that are like really helpful, and then I think like, I mean, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I talk about Hyperliquid before even it was created, and it was at $4 when it went out. So even now, you will still be in massive profit. Same, I talk about Zcash when it was at $230 or less. And then I talked even earlier about it in my private community. So you will be also in massive profit. And I saw this change because last cycle, I didn't make that much. I did a bit play with DeFi. I missed the NFT. So this market, I didn't care. I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in. And then I went into the meme coins here on the left, and I made a lot with it. So businesses that makes money, investment for long term, they are right here. That's the elite. If you were just buying Bitcoin, you'll be fine. Now, there's few other assets that you can have that will make it really good. So Zcash and Hype are some of them. If you bought at the moment I bought, of course. And then on the left, it's going into the meme coins. It's going into the anything that will have the highest risk, highest reward. It's going to take you more time to analyze, but then you can make it. And then again, like Jelly Jelly is a meme coin thing. I made 200% just putting it yesterday. But I have to say, right now, do not do massive leverage or whatsoever until we pass back again the 101. I will be really risk averse, trying to be careful. As you can see here, this is only a 3x, and I'm not gonna do like 10 to 50x leverage like we could do when everything was going up. But don't forget one thing though, you have to, even in those market conditions, stay hands up. Ciao.